Aries, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As a reminder, I just want to let you know that you can click on the description box below and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card in the reading. Also, I organized the playlist with the most recent read, working backwards by astrological sign. So if you wanted to watch the last month of Aries, you can just click on that and that would be the first 4 videos. Huh. Mmm. Aries. Aries, you always get the Queen of Swords. You always about to cuss somebody out. What's going on, man? All the time. That card pops up for you guys like nobody's business. And even though it's an air energy, I do see how Aries falls into that because when you cross a line with an Aries, they let you know. Like they're like, whoa, buddy, what's going on? Anyway, that's in your fear, so we'll get to that in a minute. In your hopes, we have the Ace of Swords here, and we have the Hierophant in the inverse. You are seeking truth in regards to a group. How do I put this? This can be a higher power. Okay, the Hierophant. It can also be a group or an institution. Okay, so if this is a vocational spread, you are seeking truth on your policy for work. If this is about a spiritualness inside you, you are seeking truth about a higher power. And if this is about a personal relationship, you are seeking truth in regards to your tribe. But the problem or the reason you're seeking truth is because you feel like your tribe is suffering. You feel like your job is suffering. You feel like your spirituality is suffering. So you are determined to fix it. That is your hope. Fears. We have the Dark Night of the Soul, the Nine of Swords. For those of you who are familiar with tarot, say no more. This is a fear. For those of you who aren't familiar with tarot, this card right here represents the kind of anxiety and discomfort that keeps you up and worrying at night. So if this is a vocational spread, you are taking your worries from work home. If this is a spiritual thing, nothing in your life feels quite right, and you are waking up in the middle of the night quite often. If this is about a personal relationship, then you are suffering because you feel like you don't have control over this personal relationship. And now we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords always speaks the truth, okay? And she doesn't do this because out of like malice or anger or anything. She just wants to speak facts, all right? So the fact of the matter is the information that you're uncovering is very unsettling to you. Be it information about yourself, being a little too controlling of a situation, um, or, not having that control over that spirituality. Something just isn't settling with you. Or if this is a vocational issue, something is so wrong at work that you feel you might need to be the one to speak up about it. The reality of the situation is you have the Justice in the inverse and you have the King of Swords in the inverse. You feel like it's your job to bring balance to this situation and you don't have a strategy yet. That's why the Ace of Swords is in your hope. So you feel personally responsible to fix whatever this is, even though there's more than one thing here. So if this is a vocational spread, you feel personally responsible to fix this entire problem at your work. If this is a spiritual thing, you feel like the only person who can save your soul is you and you can't get assistance elsewhere. If this is about a personal relationship, you are carrying this relationship and doing more work than the other person, and you always have. But something isn't happening the way that you wanted it to or intend to, so you're trying to grasp control of the situation. Aries, this is a complicated read. I got 3 storylines going on here. Jeepers. The Eight of Cups in the inverse popped out. And all right, so let's talk about the Eight of Cups in the inverse first. You are contemplating leaving the situation alone. You are contemplating taking a brand new path despite everything that you're working towards, but you aren't quite ready to do that yet. Okay? It feels like it sits at the back of your mind that you just want to drop everything and walk away, but you don't. You're like, I put too much into this, and I don't want to leave the situation as it is. I need to fix something, or at least try before I do. Now all of these fell out, so I'm just going to go through it really fast. So we have the Seven of Cups here, which is all about those decisions and choices that you have to make. You have a lot of different paths you can take, but you're still gathering the information. You feel like the other energy involved is not working with you or for you, so you feel a little bit out of sorts because you usually get cooperation. And again, the Page of Swords is all about gathering information. You're gathering information to try and put the pieces of puzzle together. And you want to come in and make all these swift changes, but you recognize there will be consequences to be had, but they aren't necessarily your consequences. The consequences will fall on the other energy. You're done taking stock of the situation, and you are willing to let go if things don't go right, but you are going to give it one last hurrah. However, you're a little hopeless in thinking that you can really transform the situation. Something deep inside you says, I'm going to put all this energy in to try and fix the situation, and it's just going to fall apart anyway. That might be where the anxiety and the truth come in. Because although you feel personally responsible for fixing all of this, there is another energy or entity here that has something. So if this is vocational or personal, you have to go to that other person or that other group and say, hey, this is the problem. Let's work on this together. If this is a spiritual thing, then you need to let go of the wheel and let a few things unfold. You need to trust your source for just a little bit, 2 or 3 days, and it'll start to unveil a little bit more answers in the situation. So you don't need to expend all your energy searching. Those things are there, you just don't see them yet. Aries, this was a little bit complicated because of the three different storylines, but I hope whichever storyline appeals to your situation, I hope you found a message to serve your highest good, and I will see you next week.